Hello, my friends. My name is Missy. I am a 40-something-year-old living on the Jersey Shore with her family in our cozy little apartment. And we are getting the outer bands at this moment from the current hurricane named Erin. And it is pretty nasty here. All of our beaches are closed and it is torrential downpours and we have flooding and all of the things. So as a natural homebody, what do homebodies do? They bake. So I wanted to make my semi more healthy banana chocolate chip muffins. You could also make this into a loaf. It doesn't have any sugar per se, just natural sugar that comes from the bananas. And I used about a half a cup of honey that you could also switch out for natural maple syrup if that's what you so choose. Also, I do use peanut butter. I use about a cup and a half of peanut butter. You're not going to see me measure very much. I measure with my heart, but I'm just telling you it's about those kinds of measurements with 2 bananas. You could switch out the peanut butter for PBP, I think it's called peanut butter powder, the PBP powder. You could alter that with that. I have some of that and I have tried it, but I find it very bitter. So I rather just use the peanut butter. We got about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons, I'd say, of salt. The salt really brings out the flavor of the cinnamon and all of the other flavors. We're going to add 2 cups of just oats, old-fashioned oats. We're just going to add 2 cups of those. And like I said, about a cup and a half of peanut butter and about a half a cup of honey and 1 egg. And we're just going to mush all of this together. And I use an old-fashioned mashed potato masher to mash my bananas before I add all of this stuff, because super ripe bananas are super easy to mash. But these weren't super ripe. They were they just turned yellow. So that potato masher, it does the trick. And we're just going to bring all of this together. I spray my muffin pan with non-stick spray. I personally use extra virgin olive oil so that the muffins don't stick. You could also put these in muffin wrappers if you so choose. They don't get puffy and kind of bake over. They're a little more dense. I used tiny mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. I would say that's about a half a cup, and I'm just going to mix them in. If you cannot have chocolate or chocolate's not your thing, you could substitute the chocolate for raisins, or maybe even walnuts would be delicious. My family likes the chocolate chips. I use the minis. They seem to go throughout the batter much better because we do use this kind of as a sweet treat. I can eat a half, out of a whole muffin. If I cut it in half, I can eat a half of these because they are pretty dense. But my family loves these for in the evening for sweet treats. And you can rewarm them up, just a few seconds in the microwave. You can have them with your coffee, your tea. I prefer them in the morning. They prefer them in the evening because they do have chocolate in them and they do like them for a sweet treat. So I thought today would just be the perfect day on this rainy day to make this yummy sweet treat that's a little more healthier for you. It's much more natural ingredients. It doesn't have cane sugar or any of that. But I am aware that the honey does have its own natural sugar, and so do the bananas. But in my opinion, it's natural. It's not processed. So I figure these are just a little more healthy than your typical muffins or a prepackaged muffin. And I have to say, they smell delicious when they bake. They make your home smell wonderful on a rainy day, and they are quite good, like I said, with a cup of coffee or tea. So I'm going to finish these up and get them in the oven to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes on 350. They come out kind of golden on top. And I do have to say though, they are a very dense muffin. They don't like fluff up. They're dense. You could actually make these into protein balls if you didn't put the egg in there. If you don't put the egg in there, you could totally just take little balls and roll them and put them in your fridge and let them get a little hard. And you could eat that mixture just as like a protein boost ball if you needed it. Or spread it out on a sheet pan. Maybe top it with some coconut or some nuts or something like that. Put it in the fridge for like an hour so it hardens up a little bit, and maybe cut it into bars. It could be like a granola bar. You can do this in many different ways, but once you add the egg, it does need to be baked. So let's put on the kettle, get some water boiling, because when these are done baking, we're going to have ourselves a cup of tea and a warm muffin on this very rainy, dreary day that's perfect for baking and watching your favorite YouTubers. These baked up perfect. Look at them, golden brown. They get a little crispy on top. They're perfect with a little smear of butter, or maybe you want to put a little extra drizzle of peanut butter, or however you might like these. But my family, once they're cold, likes to just eat them as is in their hand. I personally like to rewarm them up. I put them in the microwave a little bit wrapped in a paper towel for like 20 seconds. And I just put a little smear of butter on them, and they're so good with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little mini vlog that I thought I would put together for you guys, just showcasing my muffins that I find very good and not as naughty as some other muffins on the market. And they're super easy to whip up on a very rainy day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you, like I said, enjoyed this little mini vlog and spending this time with me in this cozy atmosphere. It's getting me very excited for fall and baking and Croctober and all of the good things. But I love you guys. Jesus loves you so much more. I'll be talking to you very soon in another video. Until then, take care of you. Bye, guys.